Alright, so as a beginner, you may have wondered, what sanity do ghosts actually hunt at? So in today's video, it should be a little short video. I'm going to be showing you all the ghosts that actually hunt around 50% sanity, which is most of them, and then all the specialty ghosts. Alright, so I made a couple different slides or little elements. Alright, so on this side, we have the 50% ghosts that hunt whenever your sanity gets down to 50% and lower. And then on this side, we have the specialty ghosts. So these ghosts all have different sanities that they hunt at, and some even change throughout the game. Alright, so on the left side, we have the 50% ghosts. So this includes the Spirit, Yurei, Wraith, Oni, Hantu, Phantom, Obake, Poltergeist, Goryo, Banshee, Myling, Jinn, the Twins, Revenant, and Moroi. Now one of these ghosts is actually a little bit more special. The Banshee is actually paying attention to what the target sanity is. So say for example you have a team of 4, one of these people are 30% sanity, and that may be the target. So it'll only be seeing that target and then hunt if it's under 50% or not. Alright, then on this side, we have the Demon, Thaye, Yokai, Raichu, Mare, Onryo, Deogen, Shade, and the Mimic. Alright, so now we're going to be going a little bit more deeper into the specialty ghosts. So you can see up on the top corners, I kind of color coded it just to make it easier to see the names. But then I kind of made it dangerous, a little less dangerous. Baby mode. Alright, so for the Thaye, whenever you start the round, it'll always be at its youngest age 0, which means that at 75% sanity, it can then start hunting. But while the player or any player is close to the ghost, it'll actually age, and whenever it hunts, each time, it'll take the hunting threshold down by 6%. So if it ages one time, it'll start hunting around 69%. Nice. And then once it's aged a bunch of times, it'll be at 50% sanity, which is basically like a shade. Alright, and then on the right side, we have the Demon. So normally the hunting threshold is around 70% sanity, but with the Demon's ability, it could actually hunt right when you enter the map. Now the chance of you entering the map with the Demon and it using its ability right away is very rare. After 400 hours of playing this game, I just recently got that achievement for getting killed by a Demon ability within the first minute. But alright, staying on the right side, right next to me, we got the Raichu. So normally they'll hunt around 50% sanity, but this isn't usually the case because normally you'll have equipment around the ghost. And with the Raichu, whenever there's any pieces of equipment, which is the equipment that you bring, no light switches or anything, nothing part of the house, it's only stuff that you bring, it'll actually start hunting around 65% sanity, so be careful about that. Alright, now onto the little less dangerous category, but still pretty dangerous, we got the Yokai. Now normally it'll hunt around 50% sanity, but whenever there's players or anyone talking near it, using the Spirit Box for example, or just talking in general, it can actually hunt up to 80% sanity, so you definitely gotta be careful about that. And then we got the Mare. So normally it could hunt around 60% sanity, which is actually one of the well-known early hunting ghosts. But when the ghost room light is on, it actually cannot hunt until you're past 40% sanity, which is something that's very useful to know about the Mare. And then we have the Onryo. So this is also like the Mare, it can hunt around 60% sanity normally, but if there's any candles nearby and it's blowing them out 3 times, then it can insta-hunt whenever it wants if it blows out another candle after that. So say for example you've gotten 3 candle blowouts and then you light another candle, then it blows out, it should insta-hunt right away. And now we're on to the baby mode. Alright, so that we got the Deogen. As y'all know, this is a ghost that you cannot hide from. It is super fast far away and then very slow when it's up to you, and it always knows where you are. And one thing that you should know is that it hunts around 40% sanity, which is a little bit lower than the 50% sanity, and that's why I put it down in the baby mode. And then also we have the Shade. So normally Shades will actually hunt around 35% sanity, which this is actually the lowest starting threshold, and it's the same threshold throughout the whole game. Obviously the Thaye could be 15% sanity as oldest, but that's going to take some time for it to age that much. But the special thing about the Shade is that if there's any player in the room, it actually cannot hunt at all. It cannot blow out candles too. It cannot do ghost riding, and it's just very likely to just do nothing. It'll throw an item every couple minutes, but that's about it. Now also, I'll give you a little bit more information about the Shade. When you're starting a contract, right around 100% to 90%, the Shades actually cannot do any ghost events. And then once it goes past 90%, it'll actually start getting a little bit more active until it gets to 50%. And then Shades can actually act like a normal ghost and do a bunch of ghost events like other ghosts do. And then obviously, the more closer you get to 0%, it'll actually just start acting like a normal ghost, doing a lot more interactions. But then of course it'll start hunting as well. And then lastly, we have the Mimic. So the Mimic is a bit of a special case because mimics mimic hunt thresholds from mimicked ghosts. So I put it as infinite sanity because if a mimic decides to mimic a demon, it can hunt with its ability. If it decides to mimic on a Rio, it can hunt with its ability. If there's a candle nearby, it blows it out. Boom, hunt. Or it can mimic the youngest Thaye, which is actually very rare too because the mimic, whenever the mimic actually mimics a Thaye, it actually chooses a select age. So like for example, if it selects a Thay, it'll say like age 6 or something, which would like hunt at, it would hunt at like 30 something %, I would say. I don't know, it took a little bit for me to think about it. Yeah, that is the mimic. It can mimic every ghost, every ability. It can even mimic itself and mimic the player, which means it basically does nothing. It can't do any ghost events or anything, I'm pretty sure. So that's like a bit of a special case with it. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you're a beginner or a non-beginner, this could always help. I mean, you're welcome to definitely take a screenshot of this if you want. I mean, at this point, after 400 hours, I have this all in my brain. But it is always useful to like look back and like, say for example, you had a hunt and then you go to check the truck and you're actually like 64% sanity. So like, what was that? Maybe it was like on Ryu. Like, then you can think, did I have candles in the room? Or maybe it was a yokai and maybe you were talking by it. But then it sounded like fast, so maybe it was like a Thay. There's like many different things it could be, like a Raichu with the 65% sanity around equipment. But this is always helpful to know. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to check out my latest video, which is the Speed Demons Challenge. Actually, I had some good fun over there. As well as my other video, my Cursed Possessions video. That one I put a lot of work into. So if you could watch that and give me a like, maybe a comment, that would help me greatly. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good New Year. Also, Merry Christmas. I'm recording this just a couple days before New Year's. But anyways, Happy New Year's. Bye bye.